And happy Saturday. Hopefully, everybody had an amazing week or about as amazing as you can keep it. um, Not sure if you've heard the good news, but last night we had our very first Unstoppable Overcomers episode, and we had our special guest, Miss Nancy Barrows, who is an amazing lady, and she shared her story about changing the narrative about sexual abuse. If you happen to miss it, don't worry. We do have it on the replay. We have it on my Facebook page, Dorothy Graham Odell, and we do have it on the Unstoppable Overcomers YouTube channel. So please, actually, if you haven't yet, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. Good morning, Gina. And Gina saying, great show. Thank you. And I thank you for your amazing support. Um, there's one thing I forgot to mention on there. Like last night after the show, I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention this and this and this. But being my first show, I wasn't nervous. I knew that it would flow well. Nancy, like I said, is a pro at streaming, and I knew that everything would work out the way it was supposed to. But dealing with the topics that we've been dealing with, I'm no stranger to any of them. When it comes to being bullied, low self-esteem, being in different abusive relationships, that being mental and verbal, both professionally and personally, and growing up my entire life with having parents that had some kind of illness. So it was very lonely, and sometimes it was, when they were having a good day, then it was, a good day. So I wrote about my life story in The Overcomer, facing challenges with faith and courage. You can definitely find it on Amazon. I forgot to put that plug in for myself last night. So it is a story of hope, faith, and inspiration that you can get through anything in life. So if that's a story that you really want to sink your teeth into, I highly recommend it. It is on Amazon, and I can put the links in the comments later. But there's one thing that, as this week has been, like I said, trigger after trigger, which is not a bad thing. That means when I think of a trigger, that means there's growth. There's a growth area. So what is it? My body is telling me that there's something that I need to work on. So that's why the trigger comes. And in the relationship that I was in before, he did have a son as well. And so there's different things about that relationship that I noticed that had been coming up in this relationship. And last night's episode with Nancy, she said, when I asked her, how did it, being sexually abused, affected your relationships, she had mentioned something than the fact that, what was that? She had found that that relationship was taking on different aspects of abuse, like always doing whatever her husband wanted, completely changing her life for him, and so forth. So we recreate subconsciously, patterns from the past into the present. And I had like an aha moment as she was talking, because I was just going through what, my week and the past weeks, and thinking, is that true in my relationship? And I'm thinking parts of it, but I've also done a lot of healing and a lot of emotional work on myself, and I can now find those things and change those narratives. So what happened before doesn't necessarily mean that you have to continue that pattern. So I found that very interesting that came out last night, and I'm thinking, how many times has that really come up unknowingly, and we don't even mean to do it, but it just happens because in that moment, it's bringing up the past, subconsciously. So your reaction to what's happening now might, stem from the past. And I just thought that was just so weird, how all this is coming up, because I know this is coming up for a reason. So for me, like I said, it's just been working on those triggers as they come up and not allowing yourself to sit where you're at. You know, don't stew in those juices of, self pity and things like that. Do something about it. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself when the first time it happened. Go back to that, put a truth to the lie that you're thinking in that moment, and then move yourself forward. So with that, I hope that was helpful for everybody. And I forgot to mention last night, my shows are, I'm trying to really stream it to just Monday nights. Between Nancy's schedule and my schedule this past week, the only time we could do it was Friday night, late on the East Coast, or on Eastern Standard Time. And I get it. I was pretty pumped, but pretty tired after the show last night. But Monday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have the amazing Michael Perano on the show. And Michael is an amazing guy. He is known as the Connected Consultant. And Mike has the ability to listen to what you have listen to what you're saying and suck the truth right out of that. And he has this ability to see beyond what's right in front of you. And he has this ability to, it's kind of weird. Like the first time I had a conversation with Mike, he's like, you're destined for great things, right? That like right now you're just settling in where you're at. And I don't have these conversations with too many people because, it's just not something that my original band of friends had talked about, but I'm, attracting more people that can see, that are empaths and have that ability to see not just what in front of you, but because when I look at somebody, yes, I see their outer shell, but I'm hearing what they're not saying and looking past what's there. So it's absolutely, yes, Gina, we do have these conversations. And Gina said patterns can be stopped and healed. And absolutely right. Sorry, I forgot to put these on here. And Gina and I do. Gina's another one of my amazing friends that is local. Thank God I have a local person that, she has been an amazing godsend through this pandemic. And, really been able to help me move past some of my limiting beliefs that I had thought about different parts of relationships and things like that too. So, identify the pattern and get healing with that pattern. Exactly. Oh, back to Mike. So Mike is going to be on the show and he's going to be sharing his story. We didn't give him an exact title, but I know that, it's with Michael, he has done a lot of healing on himself and, to get to the place where he can actually say that he loves himself. But I'm not going to give too much away because, it's he's an amazing, incredible guy with an amazing heart and just loves to help people. And that's what this community is all about. So without giving too much more information out, I almost gave everything out, but I won't. So stay tuned Monday night, 7 p.m. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Get out there. I know it's a little bit chilly here in Canada, but do something that you love, have some fun, and see you Monday. Have an amazing weekend. Bye for now. Oh, Gina says everybody has greatness in them, and that is completely true. Tap into your greatness this weekend, people. I want to hear your stories on Monday on how you tapped into your greatness. With that, have an amazing weekend.